really pleased to have a number of our community partners here to give you just a glimpse of what we do during the year.
Bert Nash was one of only 50 sites in the country that started implementing evidence-based practices in 1992. So they started with supported employment. The next year was integrated dual diagnosis. They were the third agency in the country to implement a decision support center. And on a slightly more personal note, I've also been a family member who has received services from Bert Nash and have been impressed and grateful for the help that I received.
Our family too are clients and patients at Bert Nash. And it's interesting, Sue and I were talking just over here. It'd be interesting to see a show of hands in this room as to how many people have been directly touched by Bert Nash, but I know I'm one. Thanks so much.
I think when it comes to being a pioneer, this recognition not only goes to the Housing Authority, but it also goes to the Bert Nash Center for their vision in seeking out alternatives to affordable housing for their client population. Thank you.
Bert Nash and his staff have helped us in countless ways. We have a child who really needs help. We know that we can call Janice, and Janice and her team will figure out how to get help. That is nothing, there's nothing more important than you could get from a mental health center than that.
For well over a quarter of a century, Bert Nash has provided a variety of services to the individuals that we also serve at Cottonwood. Some of those services were our group and individual counseling, children's services, the community support services, and therapeutic classrooms.
Scott, Brad, Matthew, and David do much more than pass out blankets and gas vouchers. I've noticed in all four of them a kind and quiet patience and compassion that grows trust and hope in those they seek to serve. They seek them out and they urge them toward services. Together they help broken, often distrusting and terrified, lonely people back toward health and hope and wholeness.
Upon moving to Lawrence last fall, one of the first things I noticed was the wonderful community cooperation that exists in this community that supports children and families. It's something that you as a community may take for granted, but as somebody relatively new, you need to know that these partnerships don't exist everywhere. Bottom line is that if a Lawrence Public School family needs help with a mental health issue, our staff can confidently refer those families to Bert Nash.
It was instrumental in helping me establish mental health programs and collaborations for the youth that we were serving at Youth Services. It's been a rewarding relationship. We've served hundreds of kids together. I'm sure we'll be continuing to do so.
I just wanted to let you know about a partnership, Mental Health First Aid, that Leadership Lawrence has with Bert Nash. Just to give you a little bit of a story about the real benefits of this. One member of the first class called me about 4 months after her class graduated, and she said, "Sue, guess what? Guess what? I used what I learned." And I said, "Well, how did you do that?" And she said, "A coworker, I realized as she was talking that she was contemplating suicide. And I was able to talk to her, ask the questions that we'd been taught, and guide her to the right kind of services. And she helped an individual who was in terrible, terrible distress in her life. That was a life saved. And that is directly related back to Mental Health First Aid and to the partnership with Bert Nash."
I can't say enough about the services that they provide. It has been a wonderful experience, and I hope to continue that through many more years.
Last year, the Lawrence Public Library Youth Services Coordinator, or as she was commonly known, the children's librarian, Joyce Steiner, fell ill while working in the library. She had to be transported to Lawrence Memorial and was then life-flighted to a hospital in Topeka, where she passed away a few days later. Many library staff members were hit hard by Joyce's death, and some were traumatized by seeing her fall ill while working in the children's room. We knew what we needed to do. A quick phone call to Bert Nash. At a time when emotions were raw and people were hurting, Bert Nash provided expert, caring assistance. We still miss Joyce. We'll always hold her in our hearts, but the most difficult days are past. Bert Nash was instrumental in helping us get through that difficult time, and their assistance helped us emerge as an even more unified, close-knit library staff. For that, I am most grateful.
I am grateful every day for the services that Bert Nash has provided me. It is the safest place I've ever walked into. Anyone from DBT who knows me knows that I am an affirmation queen. They are plastered all over my office, all over my home, in my car. It really helps me stay focused and in the moment and to believe what that saying is. And I've found one that sums up the most authentic part of me. It is by the 19th century French novelist Émile Zola. If you ask me what I came into this life to do, I will tell you, I came to live out loud. Bert Nash has been fundamental to me finding my voice and some comfort in my own skin. Thank you.